Finally, we get to remedies in the UCC sale of goods context. And here, the differences are not really great between sales and other kinds of contracts. We already talked about the compensatory damages regime, where really the party is entitled to what they expected to get under the contract. That's also sometimes referred to as expectation damages. And so in the UCC Article 2 sales context, we refer to expectation damages. You get the benefit of what you contracted for. You should be put in the position of the person who actually had the goods provided properly. And so that damages regime, that compensatory damages regime, exists in the sales context just as in other contractual regimes. But in addition, the buyer is always given the right to cover by purchasing substitute goods. So if I don't get the goods that I was asked, that I contracted for and that I was expecting, then I can go to another merchant and I can purchase substitute goods. But then maybe I purchase the substitute goods at a higher price than what I had originally contracted for. That means that the original seller who breached the contract would be on the hook for the difference between what I paid to cover and what I was going to get under the contract. So let's say I made a contract to buy something for $500. You didn't provide it, so then I went to someone else who sold it to me for $600. I would be entitled to $100 in damages from you for the difference between what I contracted for and what I ended up having to spend. In addition, I could ask for other damages depending on whether, because I was out the goods for some period of time, that might have caused me damages. It might have taken me extra time to find this second merchant, things like that. So there are additional damages. But I always have the right to cover by purchasing substitute goods under the UCC if I choose to. And then I just get the difference between what I paid for the new goods and what I was going to get under the contract. But the principle is really the same as in the classic contract scenario, which is I should get the benefit of what I was expecting under this contract had you not breached. And that's the idea. So there aren't a huge number of differences between the sales context and the classic contracts context, but I think you should just go back through this sales unit and just make sure you're clear about the various warranties that are involved in the sales context, particularly the implied warranties. You should also look at the slight differences with regard to offers and acceptances and the ability to cure and the ability of merchants to operate a little bit differently in a more freewheeling way than in the normal contract scenario. And if you understand those differences, then I think you'll be well prepared. Just go back and watch this video a few times and also do the practice problems, look at the additional materials, and then I think you'll be okay on this sales unit, which is a relatively small part of the CLEP exam as a whole.